on social media. You know what they said about you? You know what they said about you that didn't happen? Right. You know what happened that didn't really happen?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I got to bring you in on this, man. This is crazy.
Because you had one, too.
I did?
Yeah, they called you arrogant. It was a comedian, Aries Spears, I guess.
Oh, yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And a
he said when you can't look you in the eye.
Wait.
See, this is what I'm saying.
I'm just asking.
This is what I'm saying. Is sometimes you bring out the animal inside of people. We keep our mouth shut. We don't talk
I didn't go back at him because I didn't care. But now that you bring it up, he's a because he was begging to get inside of one of our movies or on our TV show. I hooked him up. I put him on a cartoon that we did called The Boo Crew, and I realized how crazy he was. He was a crazy man. So
and what he's saying is, keep my name out your mouth. You have real black guys. Keep with him.
Yeah.
Is that
we seen him get slapped up already on online. Man. So
and here's the thing. What happened. Like I said, he always got something smart to say, and I have no disrespect for any black man in this business or anything. Just keep our name out your mouth.
Keep our name out your mouth.
Now, Mr. Aries Spears, you really seem like you have a lot of good common sense and emotional intelligence. Why did the Wayans brothers call you crazy?
Because I simply said, well, listen, I say what I said. So I said in the conversation that I was having with Vlad, I've been to various comedy clubs where the staff have told me, yo, when Shawn comes here, they're not allowed to talk to him. He wears shades. You can't make eye contact. And I said this, man, I was like, no comic, I don't care how great you are, should be arrogant. Dave Chappelle is the best comedian of our generation, and he's one of the most humble dudes in the world. So my actual quote was, for Shawn to be that arrogant, bruh, your talent doesn't match your arrogance. If you're going to be that talented, you got to have Dave Chappelle-like talent, and your talent doesn't match your arrogance. Now, should I have said it? Maybe not, but I said it. It's out there, and he responded. Right. So that's when he called me the B word. And I'm just going to say this. If you've ever seen his stand-up is as lethal as a starter pistol. Come on, B.
I agree. But your stand up ain't that strong to be going around. Hold on, Aries. Hurry, because I'm a powerhouse too. Hold on, I'm a powerhouse too. But listen, for you to go and say, that you don't like to perform in Mississippi because they can't read.
So let's address it.
You going to New Orleans, but you say I don't like to perform in Mississippi, which are their neighbors.
First of all, that was not. First of all, that was not in complete context. People made it seem like I said I hate the South.
This Mississippi, the South, they represent Georgia too. We all took it offensive.
Let me speak.
Go ahead.
I just performed in Alpharetta, Georgia for the second time at the club I can't say, but in Alpharetta, Georgia, that's the South. I just did a concert in Augusta, which I'd never been to, which prior to that, I was in Wilmington, which is East Coast. Augusta was better than Wilmington. I love all of Florida. I love, I haven't been in New Orleans since before the Katrina, but I've been here before. Have no problem with this. I love Nashville. I was specifically talking about Memphis and Mississippi.
Okay, what happened
where my mother's
there?
from in Jackson.
Okay.
The club was, and let's be honest, the club was real ghetto that I did. And when I say this, listen, the stereotype is that Southerners are slow. That's a stereotype. We know that they are entrepreneurs. We know they are doctors, lawyers, but there's no funny in that. So you go with the stereotype. Let me bring it back to the roast. The deist's job is to attack the obvious. So if you fat, you're going to get fat jokes.
Right.
If you ugly, you'll get ugly jokes. If you black, you'll get black jokes. So again, I'm going off the stereotype. It was very tongue-in-cheek with me. I got love for the South. When I said I'm an East Coast dude, I'm an East Coast cat. I shower with Timbs. I make love in Tim.
Yo, it's Big Ant the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I had the links in the description where you can watch the clips of the beginning in full from the Morning Hustle Show where Shawn and Marlon Wayans had made in a recent appearance. And once Aries Spears' name came up, they addressed some things that he said in the past. And now the Streets Morning Takeover on Young Jock's show, well, Aries Spears came through there and gave his response as y'all just seen. And there's several layers to this right here because Aries Spears, for one, He jumped out there and said what he said first about them on Vlad. If you don't remember, you go back and see what he got to talking about Shawn Wayans, and then we later find out that Shawn Wayans that gave him a gig before, gave him a job, right, wrong, or indifferent. I think that most people will agree to disagree. You shouldn't jump out there and talk down on the man if you ain't even seen it yourself, because he only said that he heard this. And that's what Aries, Shawn Wayans was saying right there. He said he a B-word, said, hey, man, we done seen what happened to him before when he got touched up. And then you even heard Aries Spears say right there himself, hey, man, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. I should have said it, but oh well, I said it. And then when he got to talk about Marlon Wayans on Vlad, you could tell at the beginning he was like, I'm not going to say nothing disrespectful, but he just found another way to kind of take jabs at Marlon Wayans. And I'm like, bro, if these dudes have gave you a job before, you got to think that this is kind of disrespectful and out of pocket to jump out there with him. Not to mention, like Marlon Wayans just said in the full, you ain't even cool with Vlad no more. But you was sitting up there talking down on me with Vlad during me and Vlad issues with Vlad trying to force him out there for the interview. So that was wild in itself. But then if you peep, right there, Shawty, stand-up comedian, ATL, jumped out there and let them know, hey, I had some issues with what you had to say about the South. And when you go back in there, they talk more in depth when you watch the full about how Shawty, Aries Spears say, man, I caught your energy when you walked in the room. I knew it was going to be something. I could just read it and tell. Because what Aries Spears said, and he's not being all the way 1,000 with it, you wasn't just using that South stuff as just a simple joke. You've been campaigning that for a while. And it ain't even the fact that you saying that the South is slow. You went on to say that you don't tell, the market of the South is not intelligent enough to get your jokes. This is why you don't like doing shows in the South. Now, it's a difference when people can tell this an actual joke that's funny as a point to throughout the years on the internet, not even just in certain elements of rap and hip hop. You doing this on the element of comedy as well in the business when people know, like you just said yourself, people got degrees, people intelligent, everything in the South. Not to mention what people been having go on with the East Coast for years, where the East Coast really try to stereotype the South like they slow. And then he started talking about people in the South using broken English when it's like, Aries Spears, nobody in America is using correct English when we talking about the colonized language that came over here from England. So what are you really saying at that point in time? And then, like I said on the other videos, and certain people didn't want to agree with it, they start talking about how I be talking and speaking, talking about, oh, you country, look how you talk, look how you use your words, you use them incorrectly. Like I said before, you can't put me nowhere in the world on God's green earth or nobody from the South. Put us in a room anywhere with anybody, have us talk. Ain't nobody gonna say we don't understand what they saying or we can't comprehend what they trying to get across. Everybody understand our language regardless. Just because we might speak differently, we got certain slang or broken English or certain accents, that don't mean that we all slow, bro. Because it's a bunch of slow people on the East Coast too. So him running with that narrative, he's saying, well, it's not in correct context. I was joking. That's just a joke that I'm telling. But you've been campaigning that for a while, and it ain't what you said, it's how you said it. Oh, I don't really do shows in the South because they can't really understand my jokes. All right, come on. He said that on Dion Cole's show. But I ain't gonna lie, Aries Spears, you do a lot of nonsense, you do a lot of stuff, but it is entertaining to watch it and cover it. I ain't gonna lie to you about that. It's good. It's good. I hope you keep it going, bro, because it's keeping you relevant. Just keeping it all the way 1,000. I see Vlad came back and dissed him in the comments talking about, oh, he doing another free interview. That's why I be telling y'all, he don't care about that, Vlad. He know that that's your hustle. That's your grind. You just in it for the business. People are gonna do interviews all across the country for free because that's the way it's always been. That's what it's always was. Of course, people were getting paid for interviews here and there, under the table, whatever. Yeah, show me some love, whatever. But you'd have made it a part of the business and used it as a part of, hey, I'm in control here. So they look at it like you a lick. It is what it is. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000 for Shit Show. Stay on your pivot. Tap into that Urban Politics TV Patreon as well on the website and app. I got some stuff. I got the address on there that's coming because it's some stuff going on. Lock in with us for Shit Show.